What's going on, my YouTube family? It's your boy Zary, and we are here to talk a little free-to-play tower. Hard tower mode specifically. People always ask me, I didn't get the best advice. I'm struggling to build a hard tower team. It gets extremely difficult. And tower is extremely difficult. Hard tower. The later you start it, like on my main, I'm not even done with it. It's just too much of a pain in the ass for me. But there's some things you can carry forward in your tower from this video that can help you build a specific comp. Tower mode, I mean, if you're all maxed and everything's fine, you can nuke your way through it. But you need survivability in tower mode. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually go into my tower. And I've shown you my team, but maybe you don't understand or you need more explanation of how to actually get through the hard tower mode. I've completed 17 runs already. Tower mode is a survivability turn meter manipulation game, right? So we got to get these people out of here because I actually lost Kinley on 11 yesterday. It's starting to get a little bit harder. I don't want Kinley in my lead. I want... There we go. Okay, so I'm running a master duo or a Kinley lead, right? Where I receive all allied pandas gain 25% of their max health. They recover 5% for each critical hit dealt and each buff applied. Now, I'm working on getting Uncle Ho in there, and I think Uncle Ho will take the place of Foul, potentially. I'm going to have to test that out. But then I have Patriarch Chi in there, who helps with shields, dispels. I have Foul in there, who gives us the dodge increase with a little bit of an AoE. Then I'm running Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank, again, is survivability. Heals off the shields, things like that. So, and then I have Amara, who can assist on the days from Dr. Frank. Has an AoE, does a lot of damage. So I have a lot of survivability in this team. Remember, when you're doing this, you want your turn meter manipulation. You might take a little bit more damage, but you got to justify it in your head. Are you taking enough damage? Or should I blow through it so I don't get too low? But you want to reset your cooldowns, right? Resetting your cooldowns in tower mode is the most important thing there is. So we'll see how we do here. Then also you got to look at your targets. Who's going to be the most annoying? I don't want the heals from Nessa, so I'm just going to start getting her out of there. We're going to put out our shock here. She's out of there. Now we're going to move to Eric's shield breaker because he's the next most annoying for me. Get our taunt up with Master Duo. Now in the first round, sometimes I don't even taunt, but they got a lot of primary damage dealers left. We'll get that overshield up. There goes Dr. Frank with the assist, right? So Kinley's doing his job. He's absorbing the damage. Now we got Archie and Roe out of there. Now he's got the counter attack up, so we're going to focus on Lake. It's not going to take us long to get Lake out of there. So now we kind of want the daze. Well, we don't have the shock, so we'll put the shock on. Hopefully we can get an assist from Dr. Frank. There, we got the daze on. So now we don't got to worry about the counter attack. Now we just blow through basics. Round 1 done. All right, so here we are with round 2. We have Kagi. Now we're going to get the off tank. You got to keep that in mind when you see the Ranth lead. I'm not worried about Hera whatsoever, even though she can put people under invisibility. Tramgar at this level can't taunt right away, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to come through with our shock. We're going to get Morth out of there. Maybe Rantha, because Battlepoo could mess us up. So we're not using our AoEs yet. We're going to try to save our AoEs until they get a taunt up, right? So just continue to do that. Get our taunt up with Kinley. Continue to do that. We don't need an overshield because we got it from Dr. Frank. Let's try to get Kagi out of there before the AoE happens. That's okay. We were able to take that with our overshield. Let's try to get daze on him for... Oh, he didn't taunt, but that's alright. Now he's in yellow, so if you're fighting a Tramgar and Tramgar goes into yellow, even if he can taunt, he's going to use his third ability. You're going to see it here in a minute. Oh, it's too low of a level. But anyways... There we go. Next one down. We're looking good. Kinley has a little less health or shield, but that's okay. Everybody else is completely topped up. Be back for the next fight. Alright, so here we are back, and I noticed my hat wasn't showing up, so I switched it up a little bit. This fight is a little trickier, right? Because we have 2 tanks. We got a dispel off Little Baddie, and she's always going to use it first, so you got to know the mechanics. And then we got Cheat Death over here, so we're going to try to focus on Mar. We're going to try to get Mar out of there as fast as possible. He's gone. Now we're going to work on Snorri, because bleed effect is worse than an AoE at this level. So keep that in mind as well, your debuffs, things like that. So we're going to overshield because we're going to get some damage. Now, I didn't taunt with Kinley right away because Little Baddie would have come through and dispel it. And at least I thought she was gonna, but that's the way I play. Okay, so we're taking a little bit of damage. We got, we're not even gonna taunt right now, to be completely honest with you. So we got a little damage to Dr. Frank, so we're gonna top up Dr. Frank with the overshield. Now we're going to use the mini AoE that attacks 3 people, because we can get rid of Freezard. Boom, Freezard's out of there, right? We're gonna save our AoE, because there's no reason for us to use it. The damage here isn't anything really terrible. Our overshields are gonna soak it up. They're not gonna attack Kinley at this point, and done, we move on. So what we learned from this fight, pretty much all you wanna do, we're chipping away at who is our biggest threat. We're not using abilities that are going to hurt us in the long run. Like if I were to taunt, she throws the shield, dispels me right away, that taunt does nothing. So same thing as if you save it, you get it the next round, right? We're managing our cooldowns, we're playing it smart. Be back for the next fight. Alright, here we are the next fight. We got a Patriarch Chi lead. He's gonna heal off healing spells. Additionally, so we gotta get him out of there. We got Reval who puts out the bleed, which is pretty devastating. Tromgar, we're not worried about at this point. And then we have the AoEs from Freezard, but Aurelia right now is going to be a problem. So we're going to start focusing on her, because at this level she can do pretty decent damage. We'll get our shock out. There she goes with the heal. Let's see. Okay, we got the daze. Patriarch Chi's probably going to heal her, because I'm not going to be able to get her out, so we know how that's going to go. We don't have any dispellers, so let's get our taunt up, right? Now let's top back up Dr. Frank. Now let's get our overshield for everybody, because those AoEs are going to start coming in, right? We're not worried about dodge. We don't have any taunts up, so let's continue to work on her. She doesn't have any burn up. Okay, so Kinley, let's get up this move where we get some tenacity. This move, I believe, heals him. Armor increase. Alright, let's get that up. Okay, she's out of there. So the next big one, he's going to get Cheat Death. Patriarch Chi. I like to leave Patriarch Chi because he doesn't do a lot of damage. And then he also just overshields himself so you can manipulate your cooldowns. Let's get Reval out of here with his AoEs and his bleed. Alright, we're still looking okay. Sometimes I like to spin the camera so I can see a little bit. Now we got a lot of people out, so we're going to get back out our AoE. So we're just playing it like normal. Let's get Reval out of there. Now we're going to focus on Freezard. That's fine. Freezard's gone. Now let's leave Patriarch Chi and let's start chipping away on Tromgar. He has the tenacity up. Okay. And she killed him. But I would have left him because he probably would have healed himself. Moved on. We'll be back for the next fight. Alright, next fight up. We got Centurion, who's going to be a pain in the butt. He gets the stun. We got Amara, who puts up the burns. Count Delman. And then we have Tool, who's actually hard at this level, so we're going to get our Tool out of there first, get our shields up. We are going to overshield Kinley, get that taunt up. Going to continue to work on Tool, get our shocks out. We got Tool out of there. Now, next one here is Amara. Oh, we got the taunt ups, and this is where we start using our AoEs, right? But it also means now we got to manipulate our cooldowns, because we're going to go into the next fight with not the best cooldowns up. Kinley is not going to have his taunt up, so Amara kind of hit too hard on that, but that's okay. Alright, so here we are. We're on fight 6 now, so it's going to start getting harder and harder. So we have 2 taunters, AoEer, and a dodge increase. We're going to get Aurelia out of here just because the heals are more annoying than anything at this point. Now, this move does do more if they have burning or poison, but at this point, I'm not getting up a lot of burns anyway, so I'm going to try to get that out of there. We're looking good on shield. Let's get our tenacity up. Okay, let's get our overshield with Dr. Frank. We gotta see, this is where that taunt's really, really hurting us right now. So let's get that back up on Dr. Frank. Get our shock and daze up. Now we can get our taunt up, so we're sitting a little better here. AoE. Oh, I was hoping that took out Aurelia. Now we're going to get us some dodge up. Didn't go to who I wanted it to, but it could save us in the long run. And we don't have the extra shield for Kinley. Okay, we got one tank out of there. Let's get Aurelia out of there for the heals. Now we're going to work on Freezard. He is gone. What we want to try to do is manipulate the cooldowns so we go into the next fight. Okay, so we have taunt up, right? So we're going to take some damage here, but we got the shock up. We got overshield, which is good. Now here, I'm not worried about this because I want Kinley to go into the next fight with as much shield as possible. So we are going to actually shield Kinley. Now he has overshield. If that counter comes to him, now we have daze, so it doesn't matter. Now we're manipulating all of our cooldowns, just using basics. Get through it. Be back for the next one. Okay, this team's a little tricky. We got the cheat death here on Freezard and Snorri. We got heals on Mortha, which I'm not worried about, but I'm worried about Rantha dropping Battle Pooks. It stops us from going after these two, so she's our primary target. We're going to get up our tenacity increase. We're going to start going after Rantha. See if we can get her down before. Now, this is where we could run into trouble. We're good on shields. I want to try to get Rantha out of there before she dropped Battle Poo. So we sacrifice the taunt there because we're going to have our overshields coming with Dr. Frank. Now, we're going to get Mortha out of there. Oh, so close. That'd be like 1 health. Now, again, we're going to move to Snorri because at this level, Snorri is more of a pain in the butt with all those bleeds. Now, let's get our taunt up. Okay. Do we need an overshield on anybody? Dr. Frank, I'm a little bit worried about. It's going to remove that bleed. Okay, we're down to the cheat death on Snorri. He's out of there. We should be able to get Freezard out of here now before the taunt comes up. Okay, now we have the taunt. So let's go here. We're just going to continue to use our basics. Maybe an overshield. See, that's what I was talking about. He could have taunted there, but he had a debuff. So now he puts up his regeneration, which gives us more time without the counters. That's how his AI works. Now we're going to overshield so we have enough shield for the next fight. And we're going to replenish Patriarch Cheese shield for the next fight. And there we go. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this fight's going to be tricky. So I'm going to explain this one a little bit more. Nessa is going to be a pain in the butt. We have big damage dealers here. So Nessa's going to go first. Then Zera on the triple hit can be painful, so can the AoE. A lot of people might want to go for Kyra in this instance. Don't go for her. There is no tank here. So when she goes invisible, yes, she has the AoE with the ability block, etc., right? But she's not going to put up the counter chance. So she is not as critical as Nessa, Zera, and Ember, in my opinion. So let's start with the AoE. Now here, we got a lot of damage dealers. And since it's very early in the fight, I'm going to pop this triple hit. Super helpful. Going to pop the AoE. Very good. Now we got burning up on a lot of people here. But Nessa is what we're worried about. So let's get her. She's going to probably come through with a poison. Now, we have heal block up, right? Heal block can be tricky. But what you got to remember with heal block is it doesn't stop the shields. Let's get some dodge up. There, Nessa's gone. Now let's go for Zera. She's going to come through with her triple hit. We dodged that fireball, which was massive. Okay, well, we got some burn. We're going to get that burn off of Dr. Frank. We're going to put up the overshield. That's going to help us out for the next fight. Let's get Kyra out of here. Now we're just going to chip away on Ember with our basics. Get some of those cooldowns back to where we need them to be. And we got her out of there before the next move. Took a little bit of damage in that fight, but I'm happy where we are. We still have shield on everybody. Nobody's down to no shield. On to the next. Alright, for this fight, Garrett is not as crippling at this level. Now, Garrett would be my #1 target after Nessa. if this was a higher level. But I'm going to go Nessa, Garrett. Hilda's going to taunt at some point. We're going to get around it. So we're going to start again with our mini AoE here so we get enough time to get it gone. Now we're going to put out our AoE. Nessa's gone. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I would go after Garrett here, but I'm okay. He's going to put out his burn arrow. We can get by that. Let's go for Uncle Ho before he puts out that accuracy decrease. Let's get our taunt up so he's soaking up the damage. Perfect. Now we got the taunt up. We still got our AoE from Amara, so we're just going to basic through this. Now, who do we got for shields? We have Dr. Frank. We want to top up that shield. Now we got some poison out. That's okay. Here comes an AoE. Okay, we're looking good. Get our overshield with some heals. Now we got our blind up. Not the end of the world. So let's just put up some moves. Let's just basic that. We got that. He's gone. Now we still got a blind on Kinley. That is just whatever. Right? There we go. Perfect. Moving on. Alright, on to 10. It's going to start getting a lot harder. We got our cheat deaths. Mara's going to be potentially dangerous. Mortha. And then we got the taunt. So let's start with our shock AoE. We're actually going to try to get Snorri out of here first before we can get those bleeds up. We just got to activate that cheat death. There it is. Okay. And he's gone. Perfect. Now we got that AoE kind of damage dealer out of there. Let's get our taunt up. Let's work on getting some shield back to Dr. Frank. Get our overshields up. Still got no taunt left. Yep, that's the move I was afraid of. Let's get that mini AoE out. Get up our tenacity. Get that AoE back out. Okay, so we've got... He's going to come through now with his AoE because he's done his move. That's going to be hurtful. Let's get up some dodge. Now, he is going to taunt his next move as well, so we're going to get our AoE out of there. Got him out before that happened. Perfect. Now we're just going to chip away on Tromgar. And again, he could have taunted, but instead he put up his regeneration, so that gives us another round just to get through our AoE, get our cooldowns reset. Now he's got his taunt up. Right? Now we could overshield here, but we're going to try to get the daze on, and he resisted it, so that kind of backfired in my face. But we're set up for the next round, so we're going on to 11, which to me is actually harder than 12. So, see what happens. Alright, for this fight, I fought it a couple times, and I can't get by it right away. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub in a team that's going to survive and at least make them burn some of their cooldowns, right? Now, it's going to hurt us in the long run, and it's going to help us in the long run, and I'll kind of explain that when we get in there. But I'm just going to put in Major Shot. Where's Major Shot? I keep clicking the wrong one. Major Shot, Goram, Pigwald. That's going to be the team. I just want him to survive long enough, maybe for him to get through 2 rounds, right? Now, we're not going to... It's going to be us versus them. They're going to go first because we don't have any pre-built turn meter. But I'm hoping we make it through at least where Rantha drops her Battle Poo. That is going to save us. There we go. Okay. Battle Poo is out. We're just going to use anything we possibly can here just to kind of keep us alive. The triple hit went, so that's a plus. Now, if we can do any sort of damage to anybody here. Okay, so the first person we're going to want to take out is going to be our Mortha. So we're trying to chip away at some of those shields. Okay. Now, they got a lot of turn meter. So this could hurt us. But at the same time, I'm hoping we have enough built up to save us. Could backfire in our face. We'll see. Alright, so I'm really, really worried about their turn meter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in like a whole bunch of just crappy people, right? And I might have to put in a couple of them because I want to try to get their turn meter down. So I go in front of them. So we'll see where their turn meter is when we battle this. But this is where you just kind of use some of your junk characters, let them use some of their bigger moves, stuff like that. And we're going to try this out. So when we get in here, We're probably going to die pretty quickly. There goes one. There goes two. The AoE from Mar. Okay, so Mar has AoE capability again, but he's not going to have all of those buffs, right? So I'm not going to be as worried about it. So we're going to put in our other team, our main team. We're going to play it once, see how it feels, and if I have to go back and put in another team, we're going to try that as well. But we're just kind of manipulating the turn meter here as best we possibly can, right? So let's see. She's going to probably drop Battle Poo right away, so we're going to put in another crap team of just people that are going to die rather quickly, right? Because Mar has all that turn meter built up. She's going to drop Battle Poo. If we can get to the point where if Mar comes through right away first and does his AoE, we're going to kind of be screwed. If she drops Battle Poo first, we're in a good spot. So I'm hoping it goes Battle Poo, AoE, nobody else gets a chance to go. Okay. Oh man, that was probably even worse. We might have to go one more team to manipulate it just a little bit more. So we're just going to take in 2 people here. That's it. There we go. That worked out good. Okay. Alright. See, and this is kind of where I wish I had more people built up. It would make my tower harder, but I have more options. Alright, so what we're going for here is survivability, and we're going to try to get Mar out of there. Mar is going to be a huge pain, and he seems to be devastating us all the time. So let's try to get Mar out of there. Especially get a daze on him, and he won't get his turn meter back. But we're going to put that on file so she survives a little bit. Now we're going to get the survivability up here. Oh crap, did that wrong. Let's get our dodge up. Okay, we got dodge, perfect. Couple dodges. Get our taunt up. Overshield. Got a daze on him. That's huge for us. Huge for us. See, he didn't get all that turn meter back with all those moves. Okay, we got Mar out of there. Come on, stay with me. Okay. Shield. AoEs. Dazes or shocks. Okay. Let's try to get some dodge up. Tenacity. Stay with me. Stay with me. Overshield. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Mar or Mortha. Get our taunt up. AoE. Shock. Gets Dr. Frank back up. AoE. Boom! We got this now. There it is. So that worked out well, putting in those other teams. He can't counter, so we're going to go for some turn meter manipulation. Now our taunt will be ready to go. There we go. Moving on to 12. That's how you kind of played it out. I didn't put all my defeats in there, but it worked out well putting in those 2 teams, getting that turn meter, then going after Mar. On to 12. So Nessa's going to be our first priority, because we're not going to be able to kill Rantha. I'm worried about his health. Poison goes right to health, so I'm worried about that. So let's get our dodge up. Didn't go to Dr. Frank. Let's get our tenacity up. Didn't go to Dr. Frank. Just stay with me, Dr. Frank. Alright, we're going to keep going just to see how far we get here. Let's get that up on FOW. Let's get our AoE. Taunt. Nessa's out. Okay, Nightiel. Nightingale's gone. Okay, we probably can get this without Dr. Frank. Let's get Freezard out of there. Oh, we lost Amara. Okay, let's get our dodge up. Let's get that off of Kinley. AoE. Oh, lost Patriarch Chi. Get our taunt up. We should be okay. Should be okay. Dodge. Battle Poo. That's alright. Use our AoE. And we got it. And there it is. See? We are okay. Lost some people. We didn't really have to care because we were on 12. Right? So let's just put this on auto. I forgot he can heal himself, but we should be fine. Should be fine. And there it is. That's how we completed Hard Tower. Took some manipulating, and you got to see how I do it and how my mind works. So hopefully this helps you out, and you can continue to grow and use the people you have for a comp that builds survivability. Remember, survivability with a couple damage dealers, right? We just completed our 18th tower mode, and all in all, it took me about 40 minutes. So good thing I was up early before my family came in and woke up to get ready to go. So, yeah, so just think about that. Damage dealers, debuffs, debuff dispellers, things like that. So hopefully this helped you out. We'll see you on the next one. I love you. I'm out.